Hey everybody, and welcome to Anime for Life, and our third episode of Komi's of Manga. Um, I'm hoping that anyone who has seen my previous two has enjoyed them. I know I enjoy making them, because I read a lot of manga, and there's a lot of Komis out there that I think they need love, and just the series in general needs some love. So today's Komi is this little cinnamon roll right here. Renko from Ikenai Kanojo no Tetsurai. And I hope I said that properly. My Japanese is not very good. Um, but she's basically a ghost who doesn't have any friends. Very, very sad little ghosty. And the premise of the manga is she is trying to go out and make some friends so that she can move on. Because until she can, she's stuck on the rooftop of the school. And so it first starts with this guy here, Tetsurai, or Troda, sorry. And he's able to see spirits. And he generally doesn't like to. He tries to keep away from it, but he had to go back to the school because he forgot his math book. But he keeps hearing voices. And so he goes and remembers the story of Renko, and so he goes up to the school rooftop to think, well, it's just a legend, it's just a story. This can't actually be real, and my nerves are just getting the better of me. But unfortunately for him, and fortunately for us, it is very much real, and she does exist. And she is waiting for him at the rooftop, just reading her books with all her tea sets and everything, just waiting for anybody, whether it be a student, a janitor, a cop, whatever. Just anybody to show up so that she can make a friend. And she's been there for generations because she passed away due to illness, and because of that lingering regret, she hasn't been able to move on. And unfortunately for her, though, she's not good at making friends, and so when she tries to actually interact with him, you can see that she's actually very nervous about it. And he's just got a very, what? Kind of look on his face. And she's trying her damnedest to come off as welcoming and not be, scary, because most people would be afraid of ghosts. Not a lot of people believe in Casper, the friendly ghost. They believe more in the poltergeists. They believe in your 13 ghosts. So she tries her best, but he eventually just it's not gonna work. You can't make friends with the living because, one, most times they're not going to be able to see you for the first part, and the ones that do likely are going to be afraid of you. So instead, he's like, you know what? Why don't we instead of trying to befriend people, we'll try and befriend other ghosts and spirits. And because of his psychic abilities, he's like, I'll help you do that. So her first ghost friend is Hanako San, who is a very, very, very well-known spirit in Japan. She is the one that is in the last stall, I believe, of the girls' washroom. And if you say her name 3 times and you knock on the door, she's supposed to appear. It's very similar to Bloody Mary. The only difference to their Hanako-san and this Hanako-san is she's got to be the biggest pervert I've ever seen. She's always cracking jokes, that are very, very 18A, very sexualized and very heavy on the innuendos. Um, as you can see here, she's like feeling up this girl who is also a spirit. She is a two-mouthed lady where she has the mouth on the back of her head and she keeps it quiet by having her ribbon tied up. But as you can see here, Hanako is totally feeling her up and just making her completely uncomfortable. And when she's trying to get her to stop, they're too busy having fun scaring the crap out of um, the guy's friend. So she just keeps having her way with her. And what's unique about this girl is her second mouth is what basically says her true feelings. She's the tsundere of the series, basically. Um, Whatever she really wants to say but doesn't have the courage to say, her second mouth will blatantly say it with no regards with how she feels. It'll just say it. And that's why she wears the scrunchie, because that's what keeps it shut up. It won't say anything. But there are times where she does purposely let the second mouth speak for her because she doesn't know how to portray something or convey it. Now, there's this guy here, and he's the friend of the main character, Yohai. But he does not do well with ghosts at all. Like, he's incredibly afraid of anything supernatural or ghost story-ish or anything like that. And he'll freak out over the tiniest little scare. But Renko still tries to get along with him. And so she tries to interact with him, but because it's now the dead interacting with the living, all she does is make him sick. And as you can see here, she's very, very upset and sad over that because she just doesn't. She wants to make friends. She doesn't want to scare him or make him upset. So she sends him to the nurse's office, and he's been asked to get proof of where he is because his girlfriend doesn't believe that he's just hanging out in the nursery. She thinks that he's cheating on her. So I was like, fine, I'll get you some proof that I'm flipping just lying here recovering. And he snaps a picture of Renko. To which case he promptly freaks the hell out. And he's basically saying, I caught her on camera, like, you see, she exists. And meanwhile, he's just like, yeah, I know she exists. I've been telling you this the whole freaking time. Like, what's to be so surprised about? And he keeps going on, freaking out, wondering if she's still there. And he's just like, yeah, she's been there the whole time. And it just keeps going on like that with funny little and cute little instances like that. And it even has references, like in this part where she gets wet and she starts sneezing because she's got a chill. And you got like Hatsune Miku, I believe that's Kami from Street Fighter, Lilith from Darkstalkers. I can't remember that one. I think it's like from some sort of Piku Man or something like that. I can't remember it. But I can't remember. I know the first one, just can't remember it. And the last two, I don't remember either. But it's got stuff like that. And here is a example of Hanako and her just insane perverseness. She helped a 100-eye lady. I can't remember what she called them in Japanese. I can't remember the term. But she's a hundred eyes monster, and she lost one of her eyes. And so what she did is like, yeah, no problem, I'll help you out. And she helped her out, found her eyes, gave them back. The thing she didn't tell her though was she put a vibrator in them, and for the 100 eyes monsters, every one of their eye spots is an erogenous zone. And so she basically just takes this vibrator, puts it in, and then just randomly clicks the remote every now and then just to torment the girl she just helped out, just for shits and giggles. And that's the kind of shit she pulls throughout the entire manga, is stuff like that. And this is one of probably the funniest parts. Like, this had me cracking forever. When Yuhai got knocked out and possessed by Renko, she basically was like, hey, I got a chance to physically interact with people. And so she took his body, went to class, and started talking to his friends. But when she's talking to him, he's kind of like, well, what the heck are you talking about? Like, why would you bring this past stuff up now? And that's when he realizes he's not talking to his friend. He's talking to Renko. And he jumps out the third-story window. And now everybody's freaking out, but Renko's just like, hey, I know this answer to this question. Pick me, Sensei. And everyone's like, shut the hell up. This isn't like relevant right now. She's completely and utterly oblivious to the situation. And that scene, just the way it all led up, it literally had me cracking for about 5 minutes. And that's pretty much where I'll end it. It's a very, very cute manga. There's some serious moments in there, like near the end where they can't find Renko anymore. But you know, it never ends on a tragic note. Any possible bad things, they always get resolved. It always ends on a good note. It's a very heartwarming series, and the characters are extremely expressive. I just love the defeated looks, or just looks of happiness that Renko gets, because it's just super, super expressive. But I would highly recommend this to anybody who likes manga, or just likes a little comedy, supernatural slice of life with a little bit of romance tied into it. But yeah, that is my third episode, and I guess I'll leave it at there. There was actually somebody I know, a friend of mine, who wanted me to cover this one. I gave him a choice, and he picked this one, so I'm kind of also making it for him. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will leave it in the description if you want to read it. And look forward to the next Komi episode. But until then, keep enjoying anime and anime for life.